Hey Cratchy friends, welcome back to the Old Paper Lady. I'm Lori. If you're new here, thank you for joining and welcome. I'm going to, I think it's called the Never Ending Journals. I think that's what they are called, and I've seen other people do them, but I don't know if this is exactly how they did them. But I have a bunch of white envelopes that I found in a thrifting shop with my sister a couple of years ago, so I'm going to do that with them. I'm going to glue the envelopes together, and so basically it flips like this. You glue the envelope one side or the other, and it flips over, and then this will be the back, or you can keep adding, but I only have enough papers to do. I have 12 papers, so then I'll glue this back solid, and then it'll just keep flipping like this. And I think that's why it's called the Never Ending Journal, because it just keeps flipping, you know what I'm saying? So how I done this, I'm going to take these back apart and show you all how we did it, so then everybody knows how to put it together. And it may take me just a second, because it took me a second to figure this part out. Alright, so I want the envelope, and I need to glue this flap here, and then that will lay that way. So then you take and you add the flap on this side, and it'll lay down. Or am I messing it up? I think I'm messing it up from the get-go, y'all. All right. All right, so this one will be glued down. All right, so you shove the envelope here. So this is how I figured it out. So I laid the envelopes flat. So this will be glued here, and you just keep stacking the envelopes up with the flap alternating on the sides. This is how I figured out to do it. And so then when you get done, these both flaps will be glued down, and that will be technically your back. Pick it up. And then I have to flip it around this way so it opens like a normal book. So see? And you flip this, flip here, and all of these flaps will be glued down. And I don't know if you can make pocket tucks in these. I don't know if I will or not. It's going to be awful close. And then these will both be glued down on the back, and then you just keep flipping. So I think that's why that's called the Never Ending Journal instead of the Z fold. The Z fold is like 3 of them. It just, you know, folds in a Z shape. So that's what we're going to try to accomplish here today, hopefully. So I've done picked out how I wanted my papers to be on the pages. So like it goes, you know, from the top page. I'm going to put these floral bits on it. And I thought about pre-cutting them and doing like an inset. And then I said, well, when I do that, you know, it's going to have this piece here. I still may do that, just preset them to this and then just ink that. That may be what I do. Preset them to the size that the envelope opening is, and glue just up to that, and then ink all of this. We may do that. That part I have not quite figured out yet. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. I'm going to get these out of the way so we can glue the envelopes together. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I think I'm going to start on the back, because these flaps will just be glued down. That's going to be my easiest thing to do, is just glue these down on the back. Just try my best to keep everything straight. And then I'm just going to close this envelope up, because this is going to be what I'm going to deem as my back cover. Okay, whoopsie. Now it's slip sliding. So I'm going to flip it open. Okay, so then we need to glue this one here. Okay. Alrighty, so then we need to flip it open here. That's going to be open there. So then we need to flip this piece over. And I'm holding it as still as I can because I don't want the envelopes to slip slide on me. And then it wound up being off. Okay, and that's why I said it would be, the easiest would be to take and start from the back cover. Okay. So I'm just gluing the flaps and just making sure that I have it straight or somewhat together. Okay, and so then this piece here, this envelope, does it need to go this way? And then that one goes that way. Oopsie. Yep. Okay. I know this is not a so-called tutorial because, you know, we're figuring it out as we go, basically. So, that was the best way I could figure out how to get it together. And see, and I keep moving that, so. Alright. This one's going to glue over here on this side. And then that one, that flap will glue underneath the end over there. Okie doke. So I'm just trying to keep my envelopes lined up together, basically, to where we can, if we want to, have a tuck spot in them. And I'm just putting it right up against, you know, like the fold, like I'm not redoing any folds or any such thing as that. I'm just, so see. And that's why I was like, at first I was like, it's a Z fold, but it's basically, it's a never-ending journal. It's the technical name of it, I assume. Alright, and so this one here needs to go this way, because that would be the front, and it would flip open this way. Yep. Okay. One I messed up. That's okay. It's not glued. We can fix it. Oh, and it wants to be glued. I don't want you glued yet, buddy. Stop it. Okay. All right, now. Not gonna mess with me. If I have to, I'll put wet glue on you, buddy. Just so I can have a little slip slide. Alright, you need to go down just a hair, dude. don't have white sticking up. I don't know what's up with that top corner. It wants to give me a fit there. There we go. Now we got it. Okie doke. I'm saying that's still going to have a hangover. I may have to peel this up and scooch it out just a hair, because that's going to have a little bit of a hangover there, and I don't want hangover. Because if you have hangover, then it's going to oh, stop. Why are you wanting to be the most difficult one? You know what I'm saying? It's always the last one. Ain't that the way it is? Just always the last one out of the bunch. She wants to give you a fit. It don't want to work. Alright, I'm putting wet glue on it. And that's just what I'm doing. Put some wet glue on this so I can slide it, you know what I'm saying? So we can slip slide it. Make it fit, make it work. I don't want hangover on the back edge of it, because then the other papers, this side I don't really care about, but I don't want this side have a hangover. You can tell I've not done this before. That's okay. I don't know why it's wanting to be so difficult. That one top piece corner there just wants to stick to everything. And I don't need it to stick to nothing at the moment. Oh, bless it be. Here, we'll just put, because I think it's this piece right here. This glue that's on the envelope is what's wanting to tack down. So let's just put some wet glue on it so we can wiggle it. And then if I wasn't so, it's got to be just perfect squared. Yeah, because see, this side I'm not that worried about with hangover-ish issues. I don't want the back side to where it has hangover, because it's going to have different papers throughout it. The front couple of pages are going to be fine, but this side down here, see that's fine. Oh. See, now the top piece is wanting to do fine, but the other piece is not. That's fine. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, because the reason why I was doing that was because, see, these pages match. So if it hangs over on this edge, you know, the colors coordinate a little better. Does that make sense? So this page here's the floral bits or what have you will be sticking out on that edge, and that's going to coordinate with the floral bits that I'm going to put on this edge. So see, and then it's lighter pieces down through it that, you know, if it stuck out on this edge over here, that it was not, it was going to not look good. And apparently I got, with all of that mess, I overglued. Now where's my glue thingy bob at? Where we can get the tacky off one of these things here. The glue eraser. There we go. We'll get that off. Which that's going to be fine because we're going to glue on it anyways, but I don't want it, you know. Ugh. Now look yonder. I'm making a mess. Just leave it alone, woman. Just quit. Well, these envelopes are a little thin, ain't they? okay. We'll get this paper on it and it'll thicken them up. So, yep. Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay, so now that we got the envelopes glued together, I'm going to try to explain it. So, you know, because I knew the first part was I was having to figure it out, basically. So now that we got it together, let's go back and explain what we did. Okay, so I have the envelopes, and see the back two flaps are stacked. So basically I took the envelopes, and you know, because the normal book opens from the right, you know. So basically I took the envelope and turned it on its like this so that it would open this way. And then every envelope I just turned upside down and stacked. So, you know, that one would glue here. This one would glue here. So basically the envelopes are, you know, the flap is on the right or the left, and it would glue to the other piece. Is basically what I did. And then you flip it over, stack them up tight, and you know, well, then we got to turn it upside down because you want it to open from the right hand side. So it opens like that, and then this is glued to that flap. This folds over, that flap is glued here, that flap is glued to that side, and then this opens here, and you glue the back two flaps down, and then it flips over. And with all of that, all of these flaps are already glued, so it's a never ending, which is fun. And if you have, you know, several coordinating papers, you could do that fairly easy. So now the bit is, on these pages here, do we want to keep the pocket? Because if we do, we need to go through and ink. We need to go through and ink these bits where it's going to have a pocket. Excuse me, now apparently I'm getting hiccups. I can't shoot a video for nothing here lately. Either the dog's barking, I got the hiccups, or there's somebody cranking up some machine next door. And I'll have pockets on this side as well. Alrighty, so yeah, alright, so now we want to keep them, and I'm just going to do vintage photo on it. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to ink up, I'm going to ink around it, which you can do afterwards, but you know, what's the point in that? Let's just go ahead and do it. So I'm just going to take and just ink these pocket bits. And that way, you know, it won't have stark white with this color here. And then if we don't cover it up completely, we ain't gonna have to worry about it because we got it inked ahead of time. Now you can take and put you a piece of paper in there or what have you. You actually can take and put you some book page in it. That would be cool too. So when you do open your pockets, I'll see you when you open it to stick stuff in it. I'm just inking for now, because I think I may wind up trying to slide some book page down in that, just so, you know, but I do want it inked from the get-go, just to cover up the stark whiteness of it. And then that way, any of this over here where we don't have paper meeting up to it, we won't have to worry about it. And that's it. Okay, so now do we want to ink around the edges? Yep, I'm just going to go through and ink the tops and the sides and the bottom. So that way I don't have to worry about, you know, matching up perfect and then running the chance of cutting my envelope open, because that's what I'd wind up doing. Now you can put your papers down and ink afterwards if you want. And then you can also just take and do like have like a little lip around it and do an inset and cut it to the length of this. So like the pocket sizes, you would cut the paper just to cover to the lip. Does that make sense? And that's probably what I'm going to wind up doing, to be honest. Because that would be easier just to pre-measure it and cut it and glue it down instead of trying to, you know, glue it down then cut it. And that would be the easiest thing. And I know this is going to look quite ugly until we get paper and that on it. But I think it's going to wind up being pretty in the end. So I'm just going through and just inking these bits and pieces. Then by the time I get done inking it, I'll probably flip-flop it so much that I'll be like, well, which end's up? To be honest with you. So then we do both sides. It's going to be a cute little journal. Have tuck spots and that in it. And you have little hidden, your little hidden pockets in there as well. Which, like I said, I'm pretty sure there's probably 100 true tutorials on this. This is just the way that my mind works, and this is how I've figured out how I could make it work. And I'm pretty sure that it is called a never-ending journal, because you just keep flipping it. Basically, that's what you're doing. Just keep flipping and flipping and flipping. Okay, so then I'm going to flip through and make sure we got all of our edges. I think this is the last one that I need to get here. Alright, so that's the front. We'll flip through and make sure we got all of our edges quite good. And I think we're good to go. See that it flips over this way. So now I think we can start trying to put our paper down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the inside. I'm going to get us a measurement. And then some of them were, you know, you can probably do a base measure for the pocket size, but you know, you just based on your envelope is what you need to do. So from the edge to here is 5 3/4. So I think I'm going to do 5 5/8 cut, and that'll give me a little border around it, just on the inside pockets. And then when you do your front envelope cover, That is measuring at 6 inches. Let's make sure. Yep, the front envelopes are measuring at 6 inches, so I may do a 5 1/16 because, you know, we got the ink on it. So, all right, let me write that down so I do not forget. All right, outside, 6 wide. I didn't even measure the height. We didn't even do that part. All right, let's measure the height. So the height should be the same for the inside piece and the outside piece. That is measuring at 8 15/16. So it's just a smidge under 9 inches. Just a smidge under 9 inches. But I think I could do 9 inches and it'd be fine. So let's see if I do 8 7/8. Let's do that. 8 7/8 tall. And see, that'll give me just a hint of a border around it, and we can just go back and ink that up. That'd be fine. Alright, and then once again, so see, because like you have this inset here, and then it goes at an angle. So now do we want to cut these pieces off? Which is probably what we should have did before we glued it down. Now we can do that. We can go back and cut all of those pieces off, but I think we'll be fine. Because they're inked. I think it'll be just fine. Now if you really wanted to, you could go and you could cut these pieces, the little flaps up here off, and ink it before you glue them together. Alright, so this we're going to do at 5 5/8 wide. Inside openings, inside pockets. Five and what did I say? 5/8. Let's just take a good measure. Yep, 9 inches. Okay, so then we could still do 8 7/8 tall on those cuts, and we'll be good. And I'm going to put white envelopes. So then if I do a one in the future, you know, which I'll probably still measure anyways, it don't matter. So then that's our measurement. So we'll keep that over here to the side, so I don't have to keep getting the ruler out and looking at it. All right, so this one, and then see this one here now will be the one that's on this side. And that lip's going to hang out just a little bit. And that's going to be the one that's on this side. So now I'm going to switch these because I want this one to hang, because see where it's going to hang out just a hair? So I'm going to put this one over here because it matches this one better. And I'll put that blue one over here because see, it's still going to go together. You see what I'm saying? So then, yeah, we'll do that with it. Get out of the way. All right, so now we need to get the cutter board, get the cutting. All right, 6 wide. This is going to be hard to cut because this paper wants to roll. Not too hard, but you know. It's going to be aggravating. I should have said that. Should I do it exactly 6 wide? Let me see. Yeah, it is exactly 6 wide. So I should probably do, I said 5 7/8 wide, didn't I? Yep. No, because that is the measurement of the inside pocket. No, that's 5 5/8. Whole 1/4 inch, knucklehead. All right, so the outside. We're going to do that. 5 5/8. Yep, 5 7/8. Pay attention to what you're saying, woman, before you cut it. Oh, I can't line this up. I'm just turning it upside down because I'm tired of that paper trying to roll on me. It don't want to lay flat. Okay. All right. So then all the strips and that we cut off, we can save and put in our scrap box. So I'm thinking that I want this piece here on the front. See, and then we have a little lip around it. So then we can go back and ink that, and that's going to be just fine. So that will be just fine. So do I want to cut off here and do this and get all the floral bits on it? I think so. Yep, I think so. So let's just do cut here. And here. And we'll just be fine with that. Fine and dandy with that. Just do that. I want to get all the floral bits on it. And then, like I said, I'm going to keep all these strips. We'll make us a good old master board. So see, and then that will glue. That will glue down right there. Oh yeah, and then that will be underneath. That's going to be pretty, y'all. All right, let's get to doing it. May not get the whole thing finished in this part, but we're going to get most of it done. I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to try my best to put some wet glue on the envelope itself so I can have a little bit of wiggle on the edges. Does that make sense? So just in case I don't get it where it needs to go, because this is a big area to have to try to line up and wiggle room it. Or let's just put it on the edges of these. And let's see if our glue comes out. That would be great. Didn't I just use this? I mean, come on now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that. All right. Well, in the time that we done that, this glue here wanted to dry up. All right, so let's see if we can't get this done. Make sure it's opening to the right so it's not upside down. Make sure we're not upside down. And then let's just try to get it somewhat centered. And like I said, if it's not centered, then we'll ink around it. You know what I mean? There we go. Oh, that's gonna be fun. So then we'll take and go around with our ink. Give me my ink. Let me get a needle real quick, or a pen, I should say. Poke this glue and get whatever's causing it not to come out. It's hotter in here today than normal. It's only 110 degrees outside. It's only 110 today. Yeah, is coming out, but it's still got, it's not free flowing. That'd be okay. All right. Oh, heavy-handed that. I didn't want that much ink on it, but it's okay. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be cute. Alright, so let's cut this inside piece. So I want these floral bits right here, which actually I kind of want this piece, and we can use the floral bits for some else because you can write on that. You know what I'm saying? Alright, how wide do you need to be, buddy? 5 5/8. 5 5/8 wide. Now let me look and make sure I'm cutting the right side. Yep. Because I'm turning the paper upside down on my cutter, just so, because like, if I put it this way, see, the edges want to roll up and it's hard to line it straight. So I'm turning it upside down. Yeah, and see, we got the floral bits there. So then we can make a tall tag out of that, or we can make a side tuck. Alright, and then this may be a day or two project. I didn't really. So then I want to take and do it at 8 7/8 tall. And that should cover here. I may not ink as much on the inside. I just wanted that outside bit covered pretty good. And see, and then you have your pocket here. All right, so now I'm just gonna ink up good, because like I said, it's kind of hard to use that wet glue on this 20-pound paper because you can see through it. So then we just glue it, because apparently it's soaking up the glue. And we're just going to try our best to get it lined up from the get-go, so we ain't going to really have a whole lot of wiggle room to it. And I may have my head in the shot some, but alright, just line the bottom up because I can't see the top of it. Yeah, see, that's crooked as all get out. Now, why is that? Oh, that's annoying. Or maybe I don't need to glue this. I need to glue the envelope and then put this on it. You reckon that might work? Maybe. I think that might be the better bet. From here on out, we'll glue the envelope and put the paper on it. Because this here apparently is not working. Oh, stop. See, and then the envelope where it's been glued on the other side wants to roll with me. And this time it's just going down, and wherever it falls, that's where it's going. That's what we're doing. Wherever it lands is where it's going to be, buddy. Alright, as long as I didn't glue it over the edge of that, I'm fine. And just run a strip of glue there because that envelope piece on this end wants to pop up. My fingers are sticky. Okay. I'm going to do the same on this side because where that envelope there is wanting to pop up in the corner. There we go. This little corner piece right here. Did I even put glue on that side? I thought I did. I mean, really, I thought I really did put glue here, but apparently not. Because it's wanting to beat up on me. And I'm filming at a completely different time of day today, so it may have me off a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, so then, say then you have a pocket here. It's a full-size pocket all the way across. Well, if I can get the thing to hold still for me. So then you have a pocket all the way across here. Why is that acting like it's closed up down here? This is going to be fun, y'all. That's why I said I wanted to cut it and put it on it instead of gluing it to it and then trying to cut around it, because that was going to be a mess too. Oh, I like it. It feels really wonky right now, but that's because, you know, it's freshly glued, you know what I'm saying? So once it dries, it'll stiffen up. I don't think I'm gonna like it. And like I said, you know, if we can go back around these edges that's white and ink it. Oh yeah, that is gonna be cute. I like it. All right, so I wanted to do, you know, like the envelope, show you how to do that, and then because like I said, I don't know where these envelopes came from. They were in, I had like 5 or 6 packs of them. It had like 15 in them. This basic white envelope, 9x6 card envelopes that we found while we were out thrifting at some thrift shop in Burlington, North Carolina. And my sister took us down there, and I was like, oh, I can make this and this and this, all envelopes, you know how you get. So, you know, like we ain't got enough junk envelopes at home, but these were white. They were white on the inside, they were white on the outside, and I wouldn't have to worry about covering up that crazy blue color in the background, you know. So that's what I was thinking. And then I said, and I hadn't really worked with none of them yet, so then I was like, well, we got these papers, and I think that would just make a pretty little never-ending flip-flop journal. So that's where I come up with the idea. And like I said, I'm not tutorialing it up. This is not going to be a tutorial type situation. This is, you know, I'm just showing you what I'm doing with the pretty papers and giving you ideas of what you could do, you know, with your junk mail envelopes. And, you know, like, I know everybody gets birthday cards, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas cards, and all that. You can take them envelopes and you can save them and do the same thing with those types of envelopes. That's basically what that is. So I'm going to call it a day and get off here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll I'll get my pages cut, and I won't glue them down, but I'm going to get them cut to size, because that takes up a lot of time in a video, you know. So I was wanting to do the basic, show you, you know, the outside, the inside pages, and then I'll just go and cut them, and then I'll come back on, and we'll make tomorrow's video gluing them all in, and then we'll pull our pieces out and decorate it up. And I think I'm going to use some of the most of the pieces that we had used that matches this paper set. I think I'm going to use them in here. So, because like we've got humongous journal cards that will go in these pockets, and those over the page tuck spots would be great in this to add extra writing room. I think that's going to be awesome. Yep, I sure do. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. We can do 4. 5. We can do, well, if I do the over the page, so it would be glued on this, and the flip would be here, and you glue here, and the flip, or you, yeah. So you'd have to figure out the over the page situations. We'll show you that. All right, and seeing it's drying up and it's stiffening up pretty good. Yeah, it's not as flimsy feeling as it was. And that's just 2 pages glued on it. Yep. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Like I said, I'm gonna get my rest of my papers cut to size, placed in here, but not glued down. I'll come back and we'll glue them down, and then we'll pull our ephemera bits out that we've been working on, and we'll decorate it up, and that'll be the video for this. Just fun, simple little weekender. I think it's gonna be fun. But you know, like I said, today's my Sunday, so that'll be Monday and Tuesday's video for y'all. I think that'll be awesome. All right, y'all have a good day. Thank you so much.